like the 12 or 13-year-old kids just like going nuts, and you're like, wow, that was that kid's first mosh. That is sweet. And so
No,
you see
they're,
some things like that are pretty fun.
they're not
Uh,
moshing. They're just overwhelmed with the Holy Spirit.
yeah, right, yeah,
They got
yeah.
the
I
tongues
threw
just
that I threw that elbow in the name of the Holy Spirit for sure.
Jesus says hi. Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music, wherever it may be, and the people that make it, including my guest, who is the frontman for a pop punk band based out of Indiana and Ohio. They're known for blending emotionally charged melodies with classic punk roots, and their single Over and Over is out now. Please welcome to the channel, Seth from the band Cold Streets. Hey, Seth.
Hey, glad to be here.
Welcome to the party, pal. So, right off the bat, thank you for your time. The viewers don't know this, but we've had technical difficulties getting to this point, and we made it. So before anything else, if you want to be like Seth and be featured on the channel, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address down below or by clicking the Room 6 social media link. That's where you'll see all the things I'm up to online, ways you can support the channel, like buying merch at room6.shop, and more. And what the heck, since you're down there, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. That subscribe button really does give me a nice little hit of serotonin or dopamine, whichever it is. But it also really does help, and I appreciate you all. All right, back to Seth. Now, then, why the name?
Well, all of us in the band grew up listening to MXPX. I don't know if you're familiar. Huge fans of them. Just listening to our music can tell you that we're huge fans of MXPX. But when they have a song called Cold Streets, and when we were starting this thing, we were throwing on names, and that was just one that kind of stuck to the wall. I think our guitar player Jordan said it. So yeah, it's just an MXPX song.
Nice. I thought maybe you were being topical with the storms back there.
Yeah, well,
How's the
it's
storms been treating you?
well, we had the one big one. Um, what was it, like end of January, where it snowed like 18 inches. Uh,
Crazy.
in the county I'm in, actually, it was the first time I think ever that a level 3 snow emergency was declared. Um, there was one like in 2008 that I think was like a mistake, but other than that, like a mistakenly, uh, made it a
Right.
level 3. But yeah, I think it was the first level 3 ever. So I have like a 4-wheel drive big vehicle, so I was plowing through it, but so I had some fun. But there's some it was kind of wild for a minute for sure.
Yeah, I know that I heard today that in Minnesota, the governor instituted like a travel ban, like just saying, don't go anywhere. You're going to have problems.
Yeah,
So
I think it's technically, if you like in where I'm at, if you go out during a level 3, technically it's a misdemeanor
wow,
because they're
it's
like,
for your own good, young man.
yeah, actually.
Right
So
on. Well, hey, hopefully everybody out there is staying safe and as warm as possible. And in more ways than one, I hope that you're, doing what you can to protect yourself from ice.
yeah, just if it's really cold, just sit in the corner. It's a,
Why?
it's a
Why,
it,
Seth?
it's always 90 degrees in the
Yeah,
corner.
yes, yes, that's a very acute joke.
It's not funny!
Are you a dad?
Uh, maybe.
Because I am. I mean, dad jokes, I've got them.
Yeah,
So,
I am a dad.
yeah,
Yes. Yep.
I thought my research. I remember seeing that. I have one question I always ask of all dads on this channel. How does your kid feel about dad trying to hold on to his youth?
I mean, mine, whenever I'm recording whatever, he has his own little mini guitar. He likes to like come and bring that, or he just, while I'm trying to record, he knows how to grab a pick. Uh, he's a little guy, but he'll come in as I'm recording. He'll come and grab a pick and hit my guitar as I'm trying to record. I'm like, well, that's that take right there, I guess. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
You
Yeah,
know, a lot of our demos that I send the guys, you can hear him in the background chirping or something. So,
nice.
yeah.
Oh man. So I want to move on to one of my more usual interview questions. Room 6 OGs, they know what's coming. I want to talk about your earliest musical influence. And by that, I mean, do you remember a moment where you said, I want to do that?
Oh, I do for sure. I mean, there's a few, but I think the one that really hooked me was my favorite band of all time. It's called Amberlin, and they have a song called "A Day Late." And I was homeschooled at the time, um, and I just remember being at home doing schoolwork and just playing that song on repeat. I don't. It's not. It's not even like a crazy song. It's just like a. I don't know if it's like the first like hook that I like responded to or something like that, but I just listened to that song literally like hundreds of times, and then like that band later on became like my favorite band. Um, but I think that moment when I was listening to that song on repeat, that was definitely when I wanted to at least be involved with music. But also like my dad and um, the guy, people that went to church with him, they played in like a kind of semi traveling worship band, and so I kind of like already had the foundation of being around that, being younger, and so then when I kind of fell in love with music myself, um, the kind of like the punk rock, hard rock, underground vibe is kind of what drew me in for sure.
Right on. Um, yeah, for me, you see kids, there used to be music videos on MTV and VH1.
Mm,
And for me, it really was, I was there from like early days of it through it when suddenly reality TV started creeping in. And I mean, there were whole blocks of it's the heavy metal hour, or it's MTV raps, and it was like early call I'm a freshman or a sophomore in college, still like getting exposed to a whole other reality besides living at home and it was those years where I really kind of got the taste for sampling, if not really getting into other genres of music, but being like, well, I could do that. Why can't I do that? How hard? I've got a guitar. Why can't I? How hard could it be? And that led down the twisted road of making music that we all know and love.
mm.
So from there, I was wondering, what's your songwriting process? I said you were the front man, right? You're the singer, and I bear with me. I apologize. It's been a week today. Uh, um, how many instruments do you play?
Well, I mean, mainly guitar, but I've played bass in bands. I mean, I can play piano and drums like enough,
Okay.
but
Yep.
I mean, I guitar and bass and vocals are kind of are kind of my, I don't want to say area of expertise because saying I'm an expert is not
Right.
it, but
But for
that's what I spent the most time on for
Cold
sure.
Streets, you write lyrics and you write guitar parts.
Yeah, I mean, so our guitar player Jordan actually runs like a studio.
Oh,
So uh, the guys, his our drummer is his brother-in-law, um, and so they'll come over and write. And I'm in Ohio, and they're in Indiana, like 3 hours away. Um, so I have my own little small recording setup with like Logic and stuff, and I program the drums on everything, and we'll kind of send demos back and forth. Our drummer actually he has GarageBand on his phone, and he'll sit there all day and like program stuff and send it over to me, and it's all like robot guitar, like and so I'll just like turn it into like an actual demo and send it back to him. So there's a lot of, since there's some distance between us, there's a lot of like kind of sending back and forth things, and sometimes it'll be a full song, sometimes it'll be an idea like a riff or whatever, and um other times it'll be like the garage band one. Our drummer's name is Jono. The ones that he sends are him literally like singing super low and monotone, and so I'll actually sing on him to actually like flush out the idea and stuff. So
very
yeah,
cool. Yeah. Quarantine definitely taught a lot of people like they had to get creative and figure out how can we do this when we can't actually be in the same room.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just super easy now. Like Jordan always just like give me a hard time about like the demos I sent and how bad they're mixed and stuff, but
You know what you
but
should
it's with how like I never I was never good at like recording that well or anything. So, but I don't have to be because of how easy some of this stuff is to do. Um, and so that kind of has really accelerated our writing process, being able to like ping pong things back and forth. So
Very cool, very cool. Stick around. We're going to be seeing the music video for Over and Over after this. And got a couple more questions though before we get to that. Oh, by the way, if you want to know more about Cold Streets, hit the social media links that I've got down below. Tell them Josh sent you. Anyway, I'm so cheesy. As the only non-member of Forever at Last, do you find that the other band, that the rest of the band, kind of like they have their own little language from being in that band musically, that you have to kind of jump in on?
So I was in Forever at Last. It was our
What?
drummer Jono. Our drummer Jono was not in Forever at Last,
Oh,
but
research
that's
department let
a
me down.
yeah. It's funny because we make fun of him all the time because it's technically this is like he was super experienced before he joined, but we make fun of him because this is technically his like first band.
Oh,
Uh,
gotcha.
but yeah, it's funny because we always tell him tour stories, and he's like, "Man, I kind of don't want to do that now." Like, so, but yeah,
All
it's
right.
yeah, I it's funny because Mikey, our bass player, um, I was not in the band at the same time as him. I met him, or I guess both of them rather, playing with other bands, and we just kind of became friends. But I was never in the band at the same time as Mikey, but we knew each other. I actually replaced him playing bass in the band. Um, so when we started this whole thing, I was super jazzed to actually get to play with him after like knowing him because um, he in particular is just like the best, like like legitimately the best bass player like ever I've ever played with. So it was super awesome to finally get to like actually do a project with him. And then Jordan was in the band, our guitar player. He was in the band while we were both in it, and then he left while I was in it. And so we kind of like shifted hands a little bit. We were like Jordan was like the middleman between us being in the band, and Mikey was before and I was after. But yeah, Jono is the one that wasn't in FAL, but
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm gonna have, you're fired. I'm gonna have to make some
Yeah,
changes in my research department.
it's all good, buddy.
Sean Evans, my Patronus, I have failed you. He's Sean Evans from Hot Ones. He's my Patronus.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love asking questions. They're like, "How did you know that?" I apparently didn't know this, so
Oh, hey, I
I
mean, hey,
apologize.
you just had the name wrong. It was Jono.
Not good enough. Not good enough, Seth. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. In the interest of time, uh,
I
let's
got all
talk.
night, bud.
Yeah, I hate that sentence. In the interest of time, this is long form, baby. So, I wanted to talk about like your favorite. Is there like a memory from performing at Cold Streets that is like your favorite show memory to pull out if someone's talks to you and be like, this one time things got real crazy, or things went way off the rails, or you checked off a bunch of rock star wish list stuff. What do you got that's just your favorite, most memorable show memory?
As Cold Streets?
Yeah.
Oh, to be honest, we are all super boring. And we kind of have like this is gonna sound real douchey, but we had kind of have like a been there, done that mentality because like I do have some crazy FAL stories, but with Cold Streets, like we're all older now, and we literally get to the show, um, play it, and go home and sleep. Like so, we're super boring now, and even in FAL, like we have some crazy stories, but not it's not us partying or doing anything wild or
Right. If
things
the
like
other
that.
guys were here, then I would say, yeah, let's open up that can of worms. But believe me, I understand because part of what I do on the channel is I'll go review live shows,
Hmm.
and a lot of times I end up in the green room because I'm taking photos and writing my little script for my review video, and then they'll let me hang out in the green room a lot of times, and it's so freaking boring. And like when I was in bands and hanging out in the green room, it was so freaking boring because you're like, no, no, we can't get crazy. We still got to play. Or, I'm tired and I have a kid and I have a job in the morning kind of thing. I got to go up at 7. But I was really going more for like any crazy stories or just memorable moments from performing, like actually on stage where something happened, something cool happened, or something wild and wacky.
Oh man, to be like I said, to be honest, we're kind of we kind of got it dialed.
All
Um,
right.
trying to think of one to pull out.
No surprise
Uh,
wedding proposals or yeah,
Not really. I mean, yeah, I mean it's kind of funny because like we love playing and we want to get as big as this thing can get. But we kind of pick and choose, shows and what we want to do. Like I'd say we've probably turned down more show offers than we've accepted.
really.
Yeah, just because I like to be honest, like the ideal Cold Streets show is, or the ideal Cold Streets future goal, I guess, is to be like a festival band that people show up for, um, and to kind of like I think like the most shows we've played in a year is like 6 or 7. Um, we just like I said, we kind of have a been there, done that attitude, um, and so yeah, I mean I kind of forget the main question, but but
Just anything stick out of it from performing that's memorable from.
uh, not that I can say without offending,
Come on.
but uh, we kind of teeter the line of being a Christian band.
Okay.
Um, so so I will say, as a general statement, we love playing the church shows. However, there's two things that usually happen, either ors, right?
Hmm.
They treat you amazing. Like, um, we don't deserve any of this, but like, there's some shows that will have full like dinner, like full green room,
Nice.
um, and that's usually find that with like the churches because hospitality there is awesome or whatever. But the other thing you do find is you have people who don't know how to act at a real show.
Ah,
And I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, but it is funny to see like mosh pits in like a room of people that have never moshed before. And I'll be singing and playing. I'll be like, we're not even a mosh band really, but we have a couple parts you could circle pit to or whatever. But it is funny to see like people learning how to mosh, like a mosh evolution happening right in front of you of like ape turning to man version of moshing. like freaking like the 12 or 13-year-old kids just like going nuts, and you're like, wow, that was that kid's first mosh. That is sweet. And so
no.
you see
They're,
some things like that are pretty fun.
they're not moshing.
um,
They're just overwhelmed with the Holy Spirit.
yeah, right, yeah,
They got
yeah.
the
i
tongues.
threw that I threw that elbow in the name of the Holy Spirit for sure.
Jesus says hi. Oh man.
Yeah, but
All right.
there's I love the goofy stuff you see at some of those, and that's not to talk down at anyone, but it is funny. Like, um, some of those shows are my favorites, and those stick out, I guess, because there's just some random goofy things that happen. But
All right. Well, then I definitely apologize for all the cursing I did for the technical issues before we started recording.
oh, you're fine, buddy. You're fine.
Yeah. I don't want to, I don't want to get a knock at the door.
You're okay.
So, right on. So stick around. We're going to see that music video for over and over here in a few minutes. I've got a couple more questions with Seth. And like I said, hit those social media links down below, and hopefully you can catch them at one of their rare shows. I like the idea of rare show, like only doing a few throughout the year because it makes it a thing. The pressure's on you, of course, to like really pull it off, but it becomes this, oh, Cold Streets is playing, and I got to go to that show. They're not going to be here like the next week and the next week, Whereas when I was in Vegas doing music, you had literally one block down the street. You couldn't get people to come see you because I'm already at this bar. This is where I go. I don't, I don't migrate. But I like your music when you play here, kind of thing. All right. So we talked about earliest musical influence. We talked about um, the memorable moments or lack thereof. Any plans to go on like a any plans to come up to the Pacific Northwest, or go on like a little mini tour on the East Coast or anything?
Yeah, I mean, if the situation was right, we definitely would love to. It's mostly a schedule conflict for most of us, and on top of that, um, just like rehearsing is kind of a feat in itself because I have to drive all the way there and then drive back. Um, but
Yeah.
we have talked about there are a few bands that like if they asked us, like actually we would try to make it work. Um, like if MXPX was like, hey, we would do it, you
Yeah,
know.
sure, yeah.
I don't. There's a couple other ones. There's one in particular that made a comment about a weekend run. I don't know if I can say who it is because I think it's a band reuniting
Ooh,
from our past ish time, but I can't say who.
all
I
right.
apologize. I can't say who, but there's another band we've talked about doing with they're called the Protest. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're going on
No.
tour with Skillet. I
Oh,
think
nice.
this year. They're friends of ours from the Forever Last Days, and they're a band that if the conditions are right, we definitely would go with them. Um, yeah, I mean, it would just be it have to be kind of a stars aligning thing, but we definitely would all be down to do it. And we have the setup too. We just it's mostly just a conflict of schedules and uh, getting the time, but yeah, we're not opposed to anything like that. Even though we kind of play rare shows, we are not opposed to anything like that for sure.
Right on. Well, hey, I'm sure it'll be a long time before it happens, but if you ever do end up in either Portland or Vancouver, Washington, let me know and I will come see you and I'll review the show because
Like
I
yeah,
live in Vancouver, Washington, and I'm just across the bridge from Portland. I'd love to meet you in person. All right.
I'll tell you a Portland memory that I
Ah,
was from a
br-
tour
bring
thing.
it.
Uh, the only time it was one of the only times we played in Oregon. We didn't actually play in Portland this time, but it was 2016, I think. We were in Portland and or sorry, we had just played in Bramerton, Washington, and we were coming down, and there was a huge heat wave in Portland. Like, and I don't know if this is true, but like they didn't have any AC, and I guess where they were at, they couldn't because of I don't know because it's not needed or something like that. I don't know. I don't
That
remember
sounds
this.
horrible.
Yeah, this is fake. But we go down there. It's literally like 100+ degrees, and our whole tour package was staying in this person's apartment, and we were all dying. So that's my memory of Portland is that it was super hot, and I was just wet from sweat the entire time.
Jeez, and that
So
only happens like a couple days a year.
right, and we were
Mm,
there. We were
oh
freaking
man,
there for one of them.
that's awesome. I mean, not awesome. Sorry, that sounds that
It's a
sounds
good memory.
hideous. Yeah,
Bad times make good memories. That is one thing I learned for
trauma
sure.
bonds. All right, last question. You made it. Yay! And stick around. Like I said, we're gonna see that music video for over and over. I want to circle back to that earliest musical influence question, and we're gonna get in our little time machine. And we're gonna go talk to little you that said, "I want to do that." And basically, I want to know what is one thing that you wish someone had told you before you went down this twisted road is called making music. And don't say change your strings.
I didn't do that for a while, so
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I think I definitely wouldn't take back any of my experiences now. I just think one of the biggest things I would tell anyone getting into it and trying to kind of rub shoulders with people and kind of start their path with is just really, really try to lay that foundation with good people. Because, you know, when you're, I mean, that's how I met Forever Last, and this is, and that, and Cold Streets came from the FAL kind of foundation. Is I just was getting out and playing shows and meeting people, and um, before I joined, so I met FAL when I was in my first, like, very first local band. Left that band, joined a bigger band, then left that band, joined FAL, made some, lifelong friends, and now I'm in Cold Streets. Like, you really just kind of have to put yourself out there, and that's what I did. And so anyone getting kind of involved with it, I would definitely tell them to, one, get out there and start rubbing shoulders with actual people. Not that social media isn't great to connect people, but nothing beats playing shows with people and rubbing shoulders. And then when you do meet those people, make sure you want to be stuck in a van with them for 15 hours a day, 2 weeks, month straight. And I was super fortunate. I had a good, and still do have a good group of people to do that with. But yeah, I mean, young me, man, I don't specifically to young me.
It
Is
doesn't have to be a warning.
just
It could just be, something that you wish. Hey, if someone had told me that, then maybe I would have either gone about this a different way, or, like I would have started doing this other thing sooner, or I wouldn't have made that decision. It doesn't have to be a warning though.
no, yeah. I mean, I the one thing I'd say is know when to leave. Kind of ties into the other one, but
Yeah.
know when to because know when to cut ties and move on to the bigger thing. Yeah, I mean that'd be the biggest piece of advice to myself personally.
What are you, Kenny Rogers? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to
Yeah,
walk away.
actually, yeah. The other one would be learn how to sing
Details.
quicker.
Details.
I've spent many a years actually being decent enough to do what I'm doing now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I couldn't say it any better. And you new musicians out there, pay attention. But yeah, stick around. We're gonna see that music video for over and over. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being on the channel, Seth. And hang out there, hang in there, hang in there, and we'll see you in a minute after this music video.
I'm sick of riding up this roller coaster. You think you're right and getting closer. You said when it was easier, so now it takes all your effort. You can follow what you think you know. You can fly on broken wings. Over and over. Once I fall into setback. Over and over again. Over and over. Games undone and then lose it. Over and over. Never stop. If you can't stop the endless repetition, you end it all and then begin. Believing on the rise again, you see the trap and still falling. You can follow what you think you know. Over and over. Once I fall into setback. Over and over again. Over and over. Games undone and then lose it. Over and over. Never stop. Over and over. One step forward and two steps back. Over and over again. Over and over. Once I fall into setback. Over and over again. Over and over. Games undone and then lose it. Over and over. Never stop. Will we ever stop?
I want to thank Seth from Cold Streets for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. If you want to know more about the band, hit up those social media links down below. And if you want to support the channel, go to room6.shop. It's all sorts of things. What else? Oh yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, please click up here. If you want to subscribe, click over there. Don't forget to ring the bell. That way. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. I can't remember where it is. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, Seth.
See ya. Thanks for having me.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.